Hello, welcome back to the K-Burn88 YouTube channel. We've got another installment of My Broken BMW to play for you guys. We got the new transbrake solenoid installed, and that thing, it would work a couple times and then it wouldn't work, and I'm like, it's new, why is it, usually they click when you push the button, click 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 click. It stopped clicking. I'm like, oh crap, this one went bad too. No, it wasn't bad. I unscrewed the valve, or not the valve, I unscrewed the solenoid off the back of the transmission. I looked in the little hole and the freaking valve was stuck inside the transmission. Take a little wrench and knock on the transmission, that valve would pop right back out. I got to playing with it more with my screwdriver. You push it in there a couple times, you push it really hard, then it would just stick. So we're gonna pull the valve body and see why it's sticking. Maybe there's a little burr in there or a piece of trash or something. But yeah, we're not having very good luck with this transmission. I will turn this camera around though and show you we did get something else accomplished. So we got this mount. There was a little circular part on here where it was like an air pump for the original engine. So we cut that off and then made this bracket. Kind of see how it folds up, and we welded it on here. This is the ballast or power supply, whatever you want to call it, for the headlight. And it originally bolted on way down there, but we needed the real estate for this tube, so I had to lengthen these cables to go down to it, and these cables were already long enough. So then we made the bracket, made these little standoffs so we could bolt it right there, so it kind of matches where the other one is sitting, kind of, sort of. And now we're going to take you underneath the car and I'll show you that valve. Okay, so this is the transbrake solenoid. It screws into the back of the transmission. You normally where the vacuum modulator would go on a Paraglide. And so I got my little battery set up here. When you hit the button, this little plunger comes out. And in turn, that plunger pushes on this valve right here. And what's happening is it's got a little catch right at the very end. Oh, it really stuck that time. That's stuck in there. I just give it a little pry. Boop. It pops right back out. That's not good. I'll get back in there. Well, anyways, I was going to take it out anyways. I'm going to pull it out. There's a little spring in there too, but yeah, that's all that actuates the power, or the transbrake on a Paraglide. You got a little spring that goes in that little hole, and it's supposed to, the transbrake pushes in on it, engages the transbrake, and also when you're in reverse. Like these Paraglides won't go in reverse unless you have the transbrake in or actuated. So we're gonna pull this pan off, pull the valve body out, and hopefully I find a big chunk of dirt or a burr or something, because it needs to operate freely.
Hey everybody!
Better not. What are you laughing at?
Here's my
Good thing Chris can edit all this.
Edit out all the bad words.
My friends are that's what he's gonna edit.
I'm saying bad words, I have to edit it again. What back away for?
I'm not wearing the right color pants.
It's just transmission fluid.
I got my period.
Look at that. Look at that big chunk sitting right there. Big chunk of there.
Yep.
Something's blowing up inside there. Get this over on the bench over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that little burr hanging off right there on the edge. You see it?
Oh
Wish I
yeah,
had my
you can see
screwdriver.
it really well right there.
Yeah, just a little hair sticking off.
That'll do it. Something. I mean, this whole thing ain't right, man.
It's a billet. It's a billet valve body. See the cut
is?
marks in it? Yeah.
For sure. Something's not machined right though.
Well, yeah, that metal there is. What the fuck that's from?
That's a big piece.
Yeah, that's a big chunk. Something's coming apart in there. Okay. Got a little burr out of there. Use my dirty screwdriver. Come on, get in there. That's where it's sticking. It's sticking on that second shelf right there.
All right, you done with this?
Yeah. Alrighty, we got this thing. Got it reamed out in here in this hole. Just use the old, you know, cut a slit in your rod, you know, and then roll that around, and then just kind of like that. Use a little bit of oil. You don't tear a bunch of stuff up. And we got it to not stick anymore. We did go over this with a little bit of, we got some really fine stuff, some 2000 grit. That way it's nice and smooth. But we got it so where she will not stick anymore. Look at that. No more sticking. Before you could just hammer it in there and it would stick. So you should be good now. For the valve body portion of it, we're going to go ahead and try to put it back in the transmission and see if it's going to last. So this thing did have a used converter in it, so I don't think that much crap would come out of a used converter, but we're going to try it. We've also contacted the builder to see what he thinks, and we'll go from there. We're going to stick it back in. I'm just glad that fix was easy. All right. That tube in there. This goes up here. Line up with this. Oh, this little guy's trying to pop out. Oh wait, yeah, we're not gonna put it in yet. We need to put it in after the valve. Let's check. Okay.
All right, signing off.
All right, got her all back together. Went ahead and put all the boost tubes on. And a little cover. Went ahead and got all the vacuum lines put on there for the dome and for the bottom of the wastegate. So controller all piped up. Got the dome pressure sensor down here in that darkness where you can't see it. And we got the transmission working. It's got forward, reverse, no neutrals. Beep, beep. Come on, baby. Adjust that switch right there. So we'll put it in reverse.
Go forward, but when you hit the button, reverse. We got first. Then we hit the transbrake button. There's first. There we go.
So, transbrake is working. You can hear it down there. Just like it's supposed to. So, hopefully it'll last. We'll do some driving around, but first we have to work on some brakes. Yeah, all you BMW guys out there, if you've noticed, but we have a 15-inch wheel on an M3, which doesn't happen very often because of the brakes. They're too big. So we've got some, let's see, 328 high rotors on it, calipers, and hangers. But we had to modify the hangers. And the first set we modified, we cut too much off. So we've got a second set with not so much cut off. And we'll go through that. All right, got the wheels off. Got the calipers just kind of hanging. Oh, the numbers on these, the 4019. These calipers come on a lot of different cars. It's not just that. The one I just mentioned, they come off a lot of different cars. 63 on there, whatever that number is. And these, I got 506 maybe on the hangers. But anyways, I just want to show how far off these were. We cut 0.226 off this surface here, and you can see how this side's really close. This side's got a nice gap. So, and I put a couple washers in there. You can see them right there, little shiny things right there. And it pretty much centered them up. Got a nice gap on both sides. So basically we just added the thickness of that washer and well, minused it from the overall cut. So I'll take these off and take to the table and show you what I'm working with. Okay, so this is what we got. These, the ones that we cut 0.226 off of the backside, that was too much. So it was misaligned on the rotor. So then we had to use these washers in between there to space it. So all we did was measure the thickness of this washer, basically deduct it from the 0.226. We got 0.192, so that's what we cut off these. So they're a little bit thicker down here. And basically cut it up to the bottom of these the caliper mount bolts here. And what we went off of, so this is the M hanger. This is the part that we cut off. This is where we started from, the mounting location, not up here where that little step is, not up there, or not even right there, just where it mounts to the car. That's where you start and cut it off. Then you got, of course, to drill your different holes, because everything's different on the M car. Like the brakes are different, the swing or the lower control arm is different. So, and they go out much taller, so you got to cut or drill holes here, and that part there is really thin. So we're going to add, the next part of this process is to add extra metal back here on these, because these will line up. I haven't tried them on a car yet. I'm gonna go do that now, but they should line up perfect. Okay, got my other holes drilled there and there. I've already This one's already drilled and tapped. It's from center line to center line is 7/8 of an inch. Yep, 7/8 of an inch. I just went straight up from center line, straight up to that. This is cast, so I'm kind of trying to be a little careful, so I'm not using the drill on this. Get you a little lube on your tap. Just make a hole. Whoops. Forgot to clamp that down. There we go. One nicely drilled hole, or drilled and tapped hole. I'm gonna do the other one off camera so you don't have to watch. These caliper brackets turned out awesome. So you can see I used a piece of 1/4 inch thick bar that was 2 inches wide and just cut it down and welded it right on there, and continued the tap all the way through. So we got that much thickness, which is probably, I'd say probably 1/2 inch. A little over 1/2 inch. So I'm 100% confident these are going to work great. And they fit perfect on the car. They work great. So I just need to throw some paint on them, rattle can. Put them back on the car. There they are. They line up perfect. See if I can get a shot in here. See how thick them babies are. Everything lines up good. Pad lines up good on the rotor. We are in business for brakes. Finally. Put these wheels back on here. Go on to the next thing. I think we need to drive it, but we got some tidying up to do in here. Get this wiring. Get my light out the damn. There we go. This wiring to get up out of the way. This cover to put up under here. Hook up the brake light. Put the seat in over here. Tidy up that stuff. And we'll be ready for some action. Now we got it up in the air. I can show you how much room we got in here. All kinds of room. It's so shiny, it's hard to. Now we got it up in the air. I can show you how much room we got. I hope the damn wheel's still shiny. You can't hardly tell, but it's. I can stick my fingers all the way in there. All the way on up to the bend and everything. It's got a lot of room in there. Here's a better shot. Look at all that room. We're gonna have nothing that room with the handbrake stuff, so. I'm on both sides, nice and roomy.